Cause I'm getting money. Ronald, we only live one way. That's one day through Sunday. See me on the highway. They calling me the fly, Jay. What up? What up, my guys? Man? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. It's Floating Head, Jay, man. We're trying to get some cash, free NBA picks every single day. That's what we do. We have our guy, Ronald Cabang, with us here today. We're trying to get more cash. We got some yesterday, trying to get some more here. What's up with you, Ronald? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Yeah, man. Ever since the new year, been really I wouldn't say killing it, but I'm doing a lot better than I was before. Yesterday, coming off of 4-1 day. I think the last like 6-7 days I've only lost in one day. So hopefully we just keep going and riding this hot streak right now.
Exactly, my guy in the chat. Good betters bets. Yes, he's you
Filipino, yes sir.
Yes sir, man. Y'all, you see the last name, man. But yes sir, man. It's all business here today. We got 4 games, guys. So let's break it down. We're not here to waste your time. Your time is valuable. I know mine is, man. So let's go over here to the streets of Orlando. Here we got the Magic. I believe it's starting to drop down now. What is it at now, Ron? I believe it's maybe went down to 6. Bane is out in this one. I think it's still sitting at 7, but regardless, Bane's out in this one. Grizzlies on the back-to-back, Magic on the back-to-back as well. Didn't have to travel anywhere. How are we looking at this one? Is it Grizzlies Smack City? Like, do we see what we saw yesterday versus the Hornets? Grizzlies just come out there and smoke them, trifecta spot. What you think about this game, my guy?
This one's kind of tough. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, right? The Grizzlies, they won and covered 4 straight games, including last night when they beat the Hornets by 24. This is the second leg of back-to-back road games, though. And then they head back home for a conference game against the Jazz. So that they would probably take that one a little bit more important. Like they'll take that one a little bit more seriously. The Magic, they're on a 3-game losing streak prior to the win yesterday. But the Thunder, they were in a bad spot, right? They were a letdown spot there. They put up 150. You called it, right? The Boston Celtics. They beat the Boston Celtics. Prior to that, and then the Magic had the huge rest advantage, 4 days to none. The Magic, they're also in the second game back to back because since they played yesterday, this is the last of a 3-game homestand too. So they might want to win this one before they head out on the road. I think they'll. I just feel like they're going in 2 opposite directions here. Obviously, the last game of a homestand, you want to win that one before you go on the road, and on the opposite side, they're going into a conference game, which is more important. So this could be somewhat of I wouldn't say a sandwich spot, but possibly a look ahead here. This is the first matchup between each other. The Grizzlies, they're 3-1 ATS, 3-1 to the under when they play the second leg of back-to-back. But the 3 covers and 3 unders were all at home. They failed to cover the one that was on the road, and then they gave up 137 points to the Mavs in that game there. What remained consistent between all those games is that the Grizzlies stayed under their team total. So they're struggling offensively in that spot. So that's the way that I was kind of looking towards in this game. Grizzlies 1-6 ATS, 6-1 to the under as road favorites, following a road game. So if they're playing back-to-back road games, the second game they're struggling offensively again, including 0-3 straight up and 0-3 against the spread if they won the previous game. A lot of things to me are pointing to the Magic here. And if you look at net rating, there's a significant gap between home and road splits for the Grizzlies, plus 11.4 at home and minus 1.5 on the road. And then the Magic side, they're 4-1 ATS, 4-1 to the over as dogs on the second leg of back-to-back games. They're actually scoring a bit more in that spot as well. The Magic are also 10-1 ATS following a win, including 3-1 straight up, 4-0 ATS if the opponent is over 500. 2 of those outright wins were against the Celtics when they were double-digit dogs. So to me, a lot of things are pointing to the Magic at least covering the spread here. I seen we were just talking right before the show. Last night when I was looking at this game, Bane was considered to be doubtful, and then they took him off the injury report, and then that jumped the line from 6 to 7. And then right before the show, Bane goes out, and now it's coming back down. I see in 6.5 at Circa right now, so it's coming back down to the Magic here. That's the only way that I could look in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I don't have a play on this game. I know I'm not betting the Grizzlies on the road. Now, the Magic aren't as bad. They're nowhere near as bad, in my opinion, than the Hornets. The Hornets, They're certified ass. It doesn't surprise me that the Grizzlies go out there and smoke them. But like I said, I don't want the Grizzlies on the road. And I know that sometimes I can leave money on the road. I mean, leave money on the table, but I don't care. I go with what I feel super strong with. And personally, I can't feel super strong with the Grizzlies on the road. We see what they did in Denver. Obviously, I can't compare those to these type of teams, but still, when they go on the road and we think they're gonna get it done, they get smoked up. But they are going up against a lesser team here today. Obviously, missing Bane and Clark will hurt here. The Magic, I don't think a lot of people look at it like this, man. Magic have size out there, guys. Like, it's crazy, Ron, because I said this last year that they're like a mini Cavaliers, and they're really starting to form into that, man. They can really start three bigs out there. Franz Wagner's back today. They still got Mo Bamba. So, when Banchero, I believe he's like 6'10", 6'11", isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
He's pretty tall. So Banchero, I know he kind of plays like a guard, but he still has size. But then you got Wendell Carter Jr., Franz Wagner down low. These guys can run out three bigs. It can be really tough to score in the paint. What do the Grizzlies like to do? They score their points in the paint in this one, guys. So matchup wise, I'd have to only look towards the Magic here full game. It's not something super strong enough for me to bet, to be honest with you guys. Obviously the Grizzlies can turn up here. They have it in them, but you mentioned something, Ronald. I mean, I don't think they're looking ahead to the Jazz, but it's definitely a much more important game in the Western Conference. You got a back-to-back here in the East. It's just not as big of a game. So, and I'm not laying as big of a number with the Grizzlies on the road. 6-13 against the spread on the road, guys. It's not a winning proposition for me. So like I say, and the Magic 13-8 against the spread at the house, man. Don't look now, but this Magic they're gonna make us some money, man. Especially in the next few years. I think they're gonna make us some money. So Ronald, did you make a play on this game or what?
I did take the +6 before the Bane news, because I didn't think it was gonna change. I didn't think Bane was gonna come, go out the injury report and then come back. But the other thing too to note too, RJ Hampton he got recalled down to the G League. So that's telling me Suggs is probably going to come back today as well.
Yeah, Suggs is back. Suggs is back. So, they said that yesterday that Suggs is coming back today.
Okay.
Now, if Suggs starts this game, that's probably not going to be good for the Magic early, guys. So my guys in the chat saying Memphis first half. Well, questions about Memphis first half. What do you think about? Do you think that they can come out hot and then possibly fade late with obviously being a roll back to back? They're just asking questions. What do you think about Grizzlies in the first half? You think they can get it done?
I mean, it makes sense, right? The Memphis, they already have their camaraderie, and then the Magic, they're coming off these games where they had a whole bunch of guys on suspension, guys injured, coming back for the first game. Usually it takes a little bit for them to get together and gel. So I mean, first quarter has been something that Memphis, been excelling at for multiple years now. So first quarter, first half might be the way to look, but when it comes down to it, there's a point where Memphis might be in a position to be very comfortable, and then Magic kind of take advantage of that, get some momentum going into that fourth quarter, and then get that backdoor cover.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very possible. Grizzlies could come out here hot. It's just I'm scared, especially Magic. How many home games is for them straight to house? I know they have. This is why it's not the equal back-to-back. The Magic had 4 days. You know what, Ronald? That Magic full game might hit, bro. They have a not major race advantage, but they had 3 full days off. The Grizzlies had a couple of days off, but the Magic had like 4 full days off of rest before yesterday and third straight home game. So major rest advantage. I'd lean Magic full game here. It's only where I look. I wouldn't say if you do like the Grizzlies, then maybe first quarter, first half in this one, my guys. Let's get over here to the next game here. Let's go to the streets of Dallas here, man. I know I'm at the Celtics arena right now. You dig what I'm saying? But we're going to the streets of Dallas here. We got the Mavs getting 3 points at the house versus the Celtics here, Ronald. Mavs have won 6 straight games, but they're the underdog here. Do you think that the Celtics bounce back here or what? The only way I could look here is Celtics early. I actually think they cover the trifecta spot. Mavs have won 7 straight games, and 8 out of the last 10, somewhat teetering on the loss, though, in my opinion. What do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of touched on it. Mavs are on a pretty big win streak here, 7 games, but they continue to be one of the worst at covering the spread. On the season overall, 13-23-2 ATS. The Mavs are the more rested team. They haven't played since Monday. But to me, I think this is a situation where the Celtics really want to bounce back off of that nasty loss the other day. The other thing too, this is the first of a 2-game homestand. They were coming off a road game, the Mavs are, and then they have a key conference game against the Pelicans coming up next. The Celtics, they did win the first matchup. I think they won by like double digits, as they were favorites at home. The total was 221, or like in the 220s, and then the Celtics, now they're only 2.2 or 3 point favorites now. They're in Dallas, and then the total shot up to 230 this time around. I think for me, if it's an offensive game, I think it should benefit the Celtics more so than Dallas, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
especially at the house. I looked at a couple of situations that really pointed me towards the Celtics in the first half. There was one game this season where the Celtics played a game following a loss by 20 or more points. In that game, they faced the Lakers as 4 point favorites. They ended up pushing on the spread, but the Celtics came out the gate hot. They took the first quarter 37-24, then the half
Mm-hmm.
they were winning by 15. The other situation that the Celtics, after allowing 130 or more points, they faced the Wizards as 9.5 point favorites. They won 112 to 94. The Celtics took that first quarter 34-15. So they're dominating these first quarters after a bad performance. Ended up
Mm-hmm.
winning the first half by 7 points. So they covered that spread as well. And then the Mavs, they're not home dogs often, right? But they are. But when they were home dogs to the Bucks. They ended
Mm-hmm.
up winning the first quarter 33-32, but they lost the first half, which was within the spread. So they lost that spread at the first half. So a lot of things, like I said, pointing to the first half for the Boston Celtics. Another thing too, 0-4 straight up, 0-3-1 ATS as dogs versus a rested non-conference opponent. They failed to cover the first quarter and first half in all of those games, all four of those games. So, like I said, man, first half for the Celtics is the only way that I could look in this one.
Celtics first half -1.5. Top play today. Top. Yeah, yeah, but now I like Celtics first quarter too, guys. I'm on Celtics. I'll tell you what I bet, man. I can't make it to the casino today, unfortunately. But Celtics first quarter -1. So last night I had built the bet the three-way money line. That was the only thing they had. It was -111. But this morning, Celtics first quarter, really at Superbook is -0.5, -110, guys. I'm just keeping it real. That's what I bet. I'll say for everyone else, I'll go with -1. But I mean, -0.5, it's basically the same shit though. But in first half, -1.5 as well. I love both of these plays. These are my only two plays of the day. And also, if you can get the alternate line as well for the Celtics to win by 3 or more in the first quarter, this team has to come out smoking in the first quarter. If they don't, this is the only way I see it. It's either Celtics trifecta or it's Mavs trifecta. Either the Celtics have really hit a wall and they're not focused right now, and their coach is not motivating them, but this one is on the players, in my opinion. The coach doesn't have to motivate you in this one. You just came off giving 150 points to the Oklahoma City Thunder. You're off 2 straight losses as well. I don't see them losing 3 straight. Now, I can say I do sense something with Missoula kind of sort of losing the team, but regards to that, that's long term. For this small window, this is on the players right here. Marcus Smart got thrown out the last game as well. They're going to come in here pissed. Obviously, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum as well is a matchup nightmare for the Mavs. I love this Mavs team. I'm a fan of this team, but they're going to miss Dorian Finney-Smith in this game tonight, guys. He is their best perimeter defender as well, other than Reggie Bullock, but Bullock is not good offensively. So you get the defense, but he's trash on offense. He's not really hitting the threes. Then he's kind of pointless out there. They're going to miss Finney-Smith in this game to have him on Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Is basically Luka and everybody else right now on the Mavs. I know they still got Dinwiddie. I know they still have
Wood.
who else they got? Yeah, they still got Christian Wood, but no, it's Dinwiddie and I'm forgetting, man. I'm having a little brain fart right now, man. Let me look at this roster. Regardless, man, it's Luka having to have to do everything. Tim Hardaway Jr., guys. I don't know why it left me real quick, but THJ, they got those two, but I'm not sure they have enough offense to keep up with the Celtics, especially the pissed off Celtics. I lean Celtics trifecta. If you like Celtics full game, I can't talk you off. I hadn't bet it, but I see a Celtics trifecta spot here, my guys. I fully believe they cast a trifecta. Celtics first quarter, first half for this one, Ronald. Let's go ahead and get to the next game, my guy. The top plays, man. We brought them off with the top plays. I don't have much on this one. Go to the streets of Houston. Got the Rockets getting 6.5 at the house versus the Jazz, Ronald. How you looking at this game, my brother?
Yeah, I wasn't really looking at it. That's the thing. Like, I don't like this game at all. I mean, the Jazz, they lost 5 in a row. The Rockets, they lost 5 in a row. I think they lost 10 of their last 11 overall. And in those 11 games, 3-7-1 ATS. I don't know where I can go with this game. They split the matchup so far, win-loss, I believe, between the two teams, but the Rockets covered both. Man, I don't know. I don't like the Jazz as favorites, especially on the road. Second leg of back-to-back games as well. The Rockets here at home they do play a little bit better at home. Just I would like to just stay away from this one for the most part. Maybe a look towards the under. I think the Rockets have been playing like their offense has just been terrible. So like I can't see them scoring a lot of points here. But at the same time, there's no motivation in this game for the Jazz either. How do they get up for this game here? Maybe an under game. Maybe there's no motivation from the Jazz, and then the Rockets just continue to struggle offensively.
I can tell you right, I'm not looking towards the Rockets. I want to touch them with a 10-foot pole, my guys. I guess in theory they did show some fight last night. They could have got smoked by 30 some points, right? So in theory, they did show some fight in there when they outscored the Pelicans 35-21 in the fourth quarter. I know that they took their starters out, but you know what? You know how I kind of think with the next level thinking, Ronald. What if the Jazz kind of start to wonder, like, okay, we might not make the playoffs. Let's start tanking some of these games, man. They've lost 5 straight. Only 1-4 against the spread last 4 as well. I know there was a close one versus the Kings. They should have won that game, but it's like the game versus Miami. They probably could have won that game. And then late, it's like, we don't want to win. So Sacramento as well, both games. Late, it's like they don't want to win, man. So I'm definitely not laying 6.5 points with the Jazz on the road, guys. This team is 7-14 straight up on the road. I don't want to lay points with the Jazz anywhere. It's an easy pass for me. The total has went down from 232 to 230.5, Ronald. So maybe the under could be there, but I'm all the way off Rockets games right now. This is really like a glorified G League team, to be honest with you. And the coach, he's not a coach. So let's talk about another intriguing game here. Let's go to the streets of Denver here. My streets, guys. My streets of Denver. Down the street, dig what I'm saying? But we got the Nuggets here getting laying 5 at the house versus the Clippers here, Ronald. And I must say, if PG plays here, man, I might have to go get a haircut.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're looking at this Clippers team that they're on a 3-game losing streak. They failed to cover the last 2. This is their first leg of back-to-back road games. And also the travel aspect too. There's 7 straight game traveling. They had a 5-game Eastern Conference road trip, a 1-game homestand, now back on the road to face the Nuggets in altitude, and then they face Minnesota tomorrow. So their schedule is kind of funky. But then the Nuggets, they're coming off a loss to the Wolves, the second leg of back-to-back home to road games. So they have travel involved as well. And that's one thing that I want to point out later. They won 10 of their last 13 games, covered 6 of their last 8. So a lot of things are pointing in that direction. But if you look at it at a more detailed level, this travel spot I'm talking about is really pointing towards them not playing really great defense. So the Nuggets, when they go from home to road or road to home, for some reason, their defense really takes a hit. They're 6-14 ATS in that spot. They're allowing opponents to go over their team total in 15 of those 20 games. And if you look on the Clippers side, especially on the road, 13-7 to the over in road games, including over in 11 of the last 12. Clippers as road dogs, 6-2 to over on their team total as well. So to me, I was talking to you about it before the show, but I kind of want to, just because I'm not sure if the Clippers defense will be able to stop Nuggets offense, but I feel like the Nuggets won't be able to stop the Clippers offense, which has been going pretty well. So I would look towards the Clippers team total over in this game.
Yeah, and they're coming off a dud game as well. Only scored 100 points. We know that was a horrible spot, and it was like a one-off as well. They came home from a 5-game East Coast road trip. What do you think about that, Ronald? Because I really want to take the Clippers here, but obviously it's tough to go against the Nuggets at home. What do you think about the Clippers being in one of those spots where they're 7 straight games traveling to a new arena? That's another thing that's really keeping me off Clippers here. 5 straight games on the East Coast, on the road on the East Coast. Then you come home 1 game versus Miami, and then now they go back on the road to Denver. But I know that they're going to take this game serious. They've lost the last 3 versus Denver and 6 out of the last 7. You can't, when you look at that, it's like, all right, the Nuggets have owned us, guys. We got to come in here and beat their ass, man. So I feel like if Paul George plays in this game, that tells me everything I need to know. If they're going full squad here, that tells me they're going for the win. I know he has a little hamstring strain. If Paul George sits here, then that maybe I feel like you could take the Nuggets then, but if full squad here, I think it's too many points, Ronald. I know the Nuggets been balling out, but I think this game should be closer to like -2 in my opinion.
Yeah, if we look at the game earlier this season when the Nuggets beat the Clippers, they were 4-point favorites, right? But there was no Paul George or Kawhi Leonard in that game, and now they're favored again, 6.5-point favorites at home. The total in that first game was 219. They barely went under. It was a 1 point under. But then now we're seeing the total open at 224.5. steamed up to 229. A lot of that's kind of telling me that everyone's expecting a high scoring game, and really that's the reason why I also like the Clippers team total over as well. It's just I feel like there's not going to be a lot of defense played in this game. You mentioned the travel spot for the Clippers, 7 straight games with travel, and then I mentioned the Nuggets with their travel situation where they struggle on the defensive side of the ball, going from home to road or road to home. So a lot of things just saying points here. Maybe I just wanted to stick with the Clippers team total over just based on current form. And then also the fact that you don't want to get too high, right? Nuggets been playing really well. So you're expecting them to play at a high level. And sometimes they just let down. And
Yep.
this could be that spot here.
I'm right there with you, man. First game of like a little homestand as well. I
Yep.
mean, like I say, the Nuggets been balling. They're 4-1 against the spread. They did just lose that game versus Minnesota, but that was just a tough spot for them. And it's a tough game for them. They're off 2 days rest. This one, Paul George, this one's all on Paul George, in my opinion. I hadn't made a play on this game yet. If Paul George is in there, I could only look towards Clippers in this one, guys. I do think it'll be a close game, go right down to the wire. I think Clippers might be going for the win. If Paul George plays, it tells me everything I need to know right there.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't, then you probably said we know Kawhi is in for sure. And like you said, Ronald, that's a huge difference from last game because they didn't have Kawhi or Paul George. And we know the Clippers are a shell of themselves without neither of those two, my guys. So tough game, TNT game, not a bad spot to live bet as well, guys. I want to say that not always you have to bet a game before it starts. Well, I know everybody didn't have that luxury, but if you are able, you have an online account, you're able to live bet. Sometimes you can get much better numbers, even plus money, like maybe with both sides to win the game if you're watching the game. If you have a feel for it, but you do kind of need to know who you like before the game, to be honest with you. But watch the game, see who's came to play, see how the game is being reffed as well. Could never talk you out of live betting, my guys. Let's go ahead and get out of here, Ronald. Let's talk about some free picks, my brother. What you liking on tonight's card, my guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Celtics first half. That's the way that I went with that one, and also I did take the Magic at +6 earlier. I feel like the line might come back down a little bit with Bane news coming out. We'll see what happens, but I like those two games there. I did place those as well. Those are both of my premium plays over at sportsmemo.com. So we'll hopefully we go 2-0 there.
Let's go 2-0. My guy Ronald, obviously he's over at Sports Memo, guys. You go check him out. He's giving you premium plays here, but obviously, like when baseball starts, guy has baseball. I'm sure he's doing some NFL, all type of stuff, man. So go check him out, my guy, over at Sports Memo, and make sure you're following him on Twitter as well. At _U_ capper, my guys. For me, man, well, first off, I will let you know about the shirts. If you like to get a shirt, 50% off right now, man. Use promo code We Will Win, man. Triple double lifestyle. You dig what I'm saying, man? We will win, my guys. I love that saying, and that's the promo code to put the good luck on the shirts, my guys. I know majority of people say once they get them shirts, they start to stack up them wins, man. So let's do it. jmoneyismoney.com for me. Celtics first quarter -1. Celtics first half -1.5. Those are my top looks of the day. Nothing is guaranteed, guys. You see what I'm saying? Nothing is an absolute lock, but these are the sides that I feel like are the top spots of today. Bounce back spot coming off giving 150 points up to the Thunder now. And I see this team coming out pissed off. I see them coming out probably double team Luka, make the rest of the team beat you. And I don't see them having an answer for Jason Tatum or Smart. And they will have Robert Williams back in this game as well. So you will have some paint protection, my guys. This is a bounce back J spot here. Give me the Celtics here first quarter -1. Celtics first half. Top plays of the day. I fully believe the Celtics cast the trifecta spot, guys. So I think they covered a full game as well. I hadn't hopped on it, but I think this is a trifecta J spot. Bounce back J. I'm in the streets of Boston right now, and they're telling me they're pissed off, my guys. So give me the Celtics here first quarter, first half. Let's get some cash, man. I appreciate my guy Ronald doing the show. I appreciate everybody in the chat for your time as well. Time is valuable. So I appreciate you guys watching the show. If you can, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. That way you know every time we go live, and leave some comments below as well, man. We're a community here. We're all trying to cash together. If you got some props, some little inside info, some you've been cashing with, post them in the chat, man. Leave them in the comments. I'm trying to cash with you. I'll be paying more attention to the comments, guys. So I appreciate y'all. We out, man. Let's cash. We will win.